Apple has their developers conference kicking off today. A lot of people, a lot of Apple heads out there waiting to see what the new big gadget's going to be. What are we hearing?
Yep. You know, I actually think we're kind of past the point where Apple can, in one fell swoop, dazzle us with the next new thing. But I do think incrementally they have interesting things to offer us with iRadio, with streaming music, which has been long rumored. But the fact that it's kind of getting in motion is definitely interesting, could be disruptive to other music streaming services like Pandora. I do think we're going to get a little more about the operating system. It's very wonkish. It's behind the scenes. So I really feel like Apple is no longer one of those, you know, kind of what's the next blockbuster stories. It's so big and so dominant in so many areas. And the stock really, the fever has broken with regard to Apple shares. I mean, they've been kind of lolling around in this range for a little while now. Interestingly, they did not run up into the developers conference in past years, the prior weeks before the conference. They actually have run up. So it seems to me the market is not applying very high expectations or hopes on what specifically is going to be unveiled at the conference, which I think, you know, by reverse logic is good. Basically, we could be pleasantly surprised if we don't already have high hopes.
You know what's fascinating is to see how the profile of the Apple investor has changed as the company has changed and evolved very, very rapidly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's in the hands now of kind of your staid value investors, the ones who care about dividends and buybacks. And yes, they still, you know, worship sort of the cult of Steve Jobs, but that's not the reason that they own Apple stock. It's not necessarily number one for innovation, even though obviously plenty of that's going to be going on there behind the scenes.